What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode on Airware Trade. So, this is a quick market update on how the week played out. Currently, it's 12 p.m. here in Lagos, Nigeria. So, Saturday, happy weekend. So let's get on to it. First one on my list this week was GBP USD. GBP USD. I've had an interesting week. So GBP USD, I was waiting for this breakout retest, like I explained on my previous video. So we had this break. This was Monday. This was a Sunday. We had this first breakout, and this market bought up to the upside. Then I waited on Thursday, which was yesterday. This market broke out again, closing outside this zone. I considered this a breakout. I went down to the lower time frame, which was 30 minutes. I got my entry on the 30 minutes. This was my first entry. Got my first entry on this 30 minutes candle in this session right here. Okay, and I actually used 10 p because this is GU. I've been trading GU for a very long time. If you know me, you know that GU is one of my favorite pair. So I entered with 10 p outside this zone. My target was just 30 p, which was just right outside this zone. 1 hour was giving me this bullish indecision, which then 2 hours the real giveaway. 2 hours gave me this rejection outside this zone. Now after this rejection, I went down to the lower time frame. Got my first entry. My first entry gave me 1 to 3. Alright, then I entered the gas at this 2 hour bearish formation right here. Alright, if you know me, I like using 2 hours for my entry most times. So I entered outside this zone. Okay, I entered outside this zone. This market was moving my direction until the news. I don't know where this news came from. I had no idea there was news. That was yesterday. I had no idea. This news came, just kicked me out, and you can see what this market is doing now. Such a painful trade. And this was actually one of the trades I took this week. The next trade was Euro USD. Euro USD, as explained today, the weekly was bearish, and this was just a retest. Market came back, retested this zone. We are still going to see this market pull all the way to this zone. I like how this weekly candle has closed. Okay, I like the formation right there, and the daily, I like what the daily is doing. This is a clear breakout again. We are definitely going to have this retest, to push the downside, to continue the downtrend. That's my projection for next week for Euro USD. But for this week, the daily was bearish. It was just a clear support and resistance zone. We had this breakout, so this retest. Okay, just like I did on GU, just like I did in GU. I went out to the 30 minutes and took my first entry at this zone. I took my entry at this zone, which was 30 minutes indecision right there. After having this 2 hour rejection, this 2 hour beautiful rejection at this zone, beautiful rejection. Then 1 hour also, same thing GU did, same thing, same formation, same time, same entry, 30 minutes indecision. I entered my first entry at this zone. This was a 1 to 3. Gave me 1 to 3. Then I took another entry at the 2 hour bearish tweezer right here. Alright, and this market was going well, going smoothly until the news also. The news that hit EU, hit GU at the same time, and the market kicked me out, but not my initial position, not my first position. My first position was preserved on GU and also on EU. Right now we are having EU still bearish. Like I said, this was just a retest. This was a break, a retest. Okay, now are we gonna have this breaker retest? That's my position for next week. I'm waiting for this breaker retest to continue selling GU. Same thing with EU. Alright, waiting for this market to break below this zone. Once I have that breaker retest, I'll be going in for a sell, for a continuation. Alright, so my next trade was actually GBP AUD. Like I mentioned last week, I'm seeing this market doing a little retracement to the upside. So no trade was taken on this. No trade was taken on USD CHF. USD CHF, we are pretty much active. We are still good for a sell. Alright, this still being our lower low, lower high on. Okay, weekly is bullish. But mind the weekly we have a beautiful head and left shoulder, so this is just a retest. We are still definitely going to have that push to the downside. I'm looking for that push to the downside. On the daily, on the other hand, we have now switched to a bullish trend, higher high, higher low. Okay, weekly is bullish, daily is bullish, 4 hour is bullish. All right, let's see, are we going to have the continuation to the upside next week? Okay, if I'm going to be doing anything, I should be buying this market. But this formation has proven to be really good. All right, so let's see what my projection will be for next week. Next week I'm seeing buying this pair. All right, although I'm having this head and left shoulder, perhaps a little retracement, a little retracement to the upside to this zone. I'll be dropping my next video on Sunday. All right, watch out where I'll be breaking down the pairs I'll be interested in for next week. So the next one on my list was Euro AUD. Same thing, we had a little pullback to the upside. No trade was taken on this. BTC, I don't trade BTC. All right, USD card. Finally, USD card. I've been trying to buy this market. I tried buying this market last week. Same thing with this week. Just simply because we are having this beautiful head and left shoulder. All right, if you have been following up with me, just go back to my previous video where I explained USD card. Now we have this breakout because at the retest, like I explained, we have the push to the upside. All right, I actually didn't post this video. I didn't post this trade on my YouTube last week. For this week I didn't post it. All right, but the market later played out. All right, this was our entry right here for USD card. This was our entry right here. We had this beautiful indecision entry as that zone. So I actually didn't post this trade because I wasn't going to post the trade. We are having our 45 pip right here. So that was our entry as at the zone. But I didn't take this trade. Like I said, I didn't post this, so I didn't take it. But I was anticipating for the buy. I tried buying it last week, which kicked me out. But this week the buy finally played out. All right, that's pretty much it for this week. So stay tuned for next week, where I'll be dropping the pairs I'll be interested in for next week. So this week was a beautiful week. I had 2 wins and also 2 losses. EU kicked me out, GU kicked me out. Also, I had a 1 to 3 on GU. I had a 1 to 3 on GU. I don't say 1 to 3 on EU. So 2 wins, 2 losses. Kind of a. So let's see what next week holds for us. All right. For now, peace out. Stay tuned. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Keep your head in the game. All right. Enjoy your weekend. Peace out for now.